Welcome everybody. My name is Ben Sanderson. I'm the participation lead here in Northumberland County Council. Some of you will have received countless emails from me talking about the youth elections, explaining it all, inviting you here today. It's my absolute privilege and pleasure to have you here and to do this job. One of the best parts about this job is making sure that the voices of young people across Northumberland get heard, and they get heard in this space. Okay, this is a great occasion. We have it every year, and it's really, really powerful this year that we've seen more schools taking part than ever before. We've had more candidates standing and putting themselves forward for election than ever before, and we've had more votes cast in these elections than we've ever had before. Now, I'm not going to lie, at about 10 o'clock this morning, when we were busy counting mountains of ballot papers, there was a few of us that were a little bit nervous about whether we'd make this 4:30 deadline, but we did, and for that I want to say a massive thank you to our elections team who've helped us and managed us and how we do all of that and get everything over to here at the right time. So a big thank you to them, and they really support us in making this all work. Every year, as I say, it's great to see so many young people put themselves forward, and that's not an easy thing to do. If we think about what that means, that's putting yourselves forward to stand up and speak out for things that you think are important. And for us in the council, that makes us feel proud and privileged that we know that the future of this county is in safe hands when we've got young people prepared to try to make a difference. Okay, so from that, we say thank you to all of you who've put yourselves forward. This year, as I say, we've had record numbers. We've had over 9,000 young people across the county over the last day or so cast votes. That's more than 2,000 more than we've ever had before in any year. Okay, so it's a great, great effort. But we've also had more schools taking part. And what does that mean to us? That means that actually our places of education are seeing the importance of young people having a voice and having a say. Okay, so when you go back to school tomorrow, say thank you to your teachers, okay, for making the elections take place. Okay. So this year we've had high schools and secondary schools taking part, we've had middle schools taking part, and we've had a number of our specialist schools taking part as well. And that's been a great opportunity for us to support our young people with additional needs, to learn the process of casting votes, of what democracy is, and how to take part in polling stations. You know, and that's been a really, really exciting new start, a new place for us in youth elections this year. Now, with all elections, there is that bit where not everybody gets elected. As I say, this year we've had more candidates take part. For the Youth Parliament elections, we elect 2 candidates, and this year we've had 49 people put themselves forward, so it's going to be tough. So the majority of people in the Youth Parliament elections won't get elected. But I don't want you to feel upset or sad about that. I want you to feel proud that you've got this far and that you made the choice to put yourself forward and stand up to try to make a change. There will be countless opportunities as we go forward for you to make those changes and to have your voice heard and for you to represent other young people. So don't feel upset, you know, or hard done by if you don't get elected today. You've already done yourselves proud just by getting to this point. So in a moment, I'm going to hand over to the Chair of the Council, Councillor John Bayman, who's going to say a few words. What I will say is once the results have been declared, and we kind of end up and we finish up here today, if those people who have been successful could join me just down here in the front. We've got some paperwork we need to do, because we love a bit of paperwork, and I'm sure there will also be photographs and bits and pieces as well. So if you are one of the successful ones to be elected, at the end of it, if you could just join me down here at the front, that'd be great. And on that, I'm going to hand over to Councillor Bayman.
Thanks, Ben. Good afternoon and welcome to you all to County Hall. As Ben says, I'm John Baynan I'm chairman of Northumberland County Council, which is why I get to wear the bling. This is the council chamber where, I was going to say, all the main meetings are held and where the important decisions are held. We have next week, next Wednesday, we have the main meeting of the year, which is the budget, which we have to try and get through. You might notice in here there's not many heaters. It's because there's so much hot air spoken in here, we heat the whole building through the hot air that's put out by councillors. Very quiet councillor sitting at the back, Councillor Ball, who never speaks a word. But to welcome you all here, and it's great to see so many of you here supporting the youth elections and what, as Ben says, what's been a record-breaking year. And it's fantastic to see the youth of Morpeth and Northumberland getting involved, because you are our future, and we want to see you here sitting in those seats in a few years' time as county councillors, and you will do the county proud. As Ben has said, this is a record-breaking year. 29 schools, including 5 special schools in Northumberland, taking part and voting for the Youth Cabinet and Youth Parliament. The record number of people also stood as candidates this year, 13 for the 5 Youth Cabinet positions and a massive 49 for the 2 Youth Parliament positions. We've also had, as Ben says, a record-breaking year with nearly 10,000. That's virtually 3/4 of the population of Morpeth. It's a large number from 11 to 18-year-olds from middle and high and secondary schools voting. Shortly, Lindsay Denier, who is the Deputy Returning Officer, will be doing the results. I want to congratulate all of you, not just the people who win, but everybody who's taken part. It's very brave of you to take part. I stood in my first election 30 years ago, I know I don't look it, for Morpeth Town Council. And when I was standing, I thought, I don't really know much about politics, should I be standing? But I had a passion for the town. So that's why I stood and I got elected. And then I went on to what was Castle Morpeth Borough Council. Again, I thought I'm not an expert in all the issues, but I had a passion for helping people and want to help people, which is why you have all stood, because you want to help your fellow students to improve the things that they need to improve and make their life a bit happier. So as I say, you are so brave in standing, and you are not a failure or you haven't lost. You have taken part, but make yourself more determined the next time and try again, because if you've got the courage to do what you're doing now and today, that will stand you in great stead. So please don't be put off. As Ben said, 49 places and 49 people standing for 2 places, so you're going to have 47 disappointed people. Unfortunately, I think it goes, that's life, but you have to keep trying, and you've shown you've got the courage, and you've shown you've got the passion, so please keep standing again and again and again, and if you fail the next time, keep standing, because you will make fantastic councillors in the Youth Parliament or in a borough or town council, or hopefully in a few years' time at county council. So my congratulations to you all, not just the winners. You are all fantastic people, and I congratulate you. And I actually thank you, because you are our future, and we need people like you to help Northumberland and this country grow. So thank you very much for everything you've done. Sorry, I should have introduced Lindsay.
Thank you, Chair. So usually in terms of what we've done in the previous years, where we've had less candidates standing, I would do what I would ordinarily do for a normal election and read out everybody's name and the number of votes cast. Because we've had such a huge amount of candidates this year, whilst we're going to display the number of votes on the screen, and afterwards I am just going to read out the successful candidates, otherwise we'd be here all night. But that is testament, as John said, to everybody who stood as a candidate this year, because we've had such a great response. Okay. So I'm going to read out, and then I think you're going to put the names on the screen simultaneously. Great. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Youth Cabinet. I, Lindsay Denyer, the Deputy Returning Officer at the election of members of the Youth Cabinet for Northumberland held on the 12th of February 2026, do hereby declare that Jeffrey Birch, Meredith Sanderson, Charlie Law, Neve McGray and Cameron James Southall are duly elected for the Youth Cabinet for Northumberland. I, Lindsay Denyer, the Deputy Returning Officer at the election of members of the UK Youth Parliament for Northumberland held on the 12th of February 2026, do hereby declare that Jessie Gilmartin and Ryan Parsons are duly elected as deputies for the UK Youth Parliament for Northumberland. Well done, everyone.
So folks, that's the official bit of today done. And again, just to reiterate all of that again, thank you all for putting yourselves forward and standing. Everything that you said and everything you put into your manifestos gets counted, and we use that to go forward, okay? Because all of those ideas and all of those points you raised, okay, we use that as things that we think that we can do and make some change on. So your voice has already been heard. What I will ask is those people who have been successful, join me at the front in a few moments. There is still teas, coffees, and possibly even some biscuits and things left outside. Please feel free, make use of them and take them with you. And for that, thank you all for joining us today.